Hi, friends. Welcome to my very first weekly Plan With Me. I wanted to take an opportunity to show you guys kind of how I use how I do my weekly plan in my HB90 planner. The HB90 planner was created by Sarra Cannon of Heart Breathings here on YouTube. I'll leave a link to her channel so you can go check that out. But basically, she created this planner to help her meet her writing goals as a writer and entrepreneur. And I've been using it probably for about 2 weeks, and I love it. So I just thought I'd take you guys with me on a quick tour. If you are interested in her HB90 planner, they are available on her Etsy site right now. I will leave a link in the description. And so is her HB90 Bootcamp, which is a course that she runs every quarter. It is currently open for enrollment. I will also leave an affiliate link in the description for you if you want to check that out. But if you are looking for a way to deal with the sort of overwhelming array of tasks that often confront us as creative people, this is the best system that I have found to really kind of help me get my mind around all of the things that I have to do. So, and this is how I use it week to week. So here we go. Let me push play. So I use, it's an A5 size. I just printed out on A5 paper that, oh, did I not push play? There we go. We're moving. Okay. I printed out on A5 paper that I order off of Amazon, and I have it in a 6-ring binder. The one I'm currently using is from Erin Condren. I showed it in my notebook challenge video if you want to go check that out. So, but she has a weekly review page that asks some questions about how your week has gone. I didn't include that in this video because I kind of, in my head, that exists at that's like the end of the week, and then this is the beginning of the week. And I mean, you could do them at the same time. It's literally the page before this in the planner. But I wanted to start with this tasks page because for me, this is really one of the genius pieces of the system, is that HB90 has you pick 3 goals where you're going to focus your efforts towards, in your career or whatever it is that you're using HB90 to help you accomplish. And so this task page kind of functions for me as a weekly brain dump of, okay, these are the things that I want to get done to support goal number 1, which in my life is my writing goal. These are the things that I'm going to use to support, or these are the things I'm going to accomplish to support goal 2, which is like my social media author platform goal. And then these are the things that I'm going to accomplish to support goal number 3, which is my building my subscription goal. And there's some overlap that I'll probably be adjusting next quarter, but that's the beauty of one of the beauties of the HB90 system is that it's a 90-day planning system. So every quarter you kind of have a chance to assess and adjust and shift fire as necessary to kind of keep you moving in the direction of the life that you want to build, right? So you can see here, I've broken this down. I also like to color code. However, I ran into a little bit of a problem because I was using my really cool fountain pen with the green ink. And then when I ran the pink highlighter over it, you can see how I do it here in a second. It smeared and also became blue. So the center column is supposed to be highlighted in pink. Whatever, it's not always pretty, it's a working document, but I'll use my highlighters basically to create checklists for myself. And again, you can do this in multiple different ways, but the way that I like to use it is kind of big to small, right? So I think about the big picture projects that I'm in the process of working on, and part of those are here on this Kanban board behind me. Sometimes they're in Notion, and Sarah's planner and especially the bootcamp will take you through the entire process of setting that up. So at this point, I already know, okay, these are the projects that I'm working on to support these goals. Well, what are the specific tasks within those projects that I need to accomplish this week? And that is what I write down on this page. And that really helps me kind of focus in my energy on, okay, in the limited time that I have to do my work this week, these are the things that I'm going to work on. And so when I sit down every day, and I'm like, okay, I have 3 hours to work. What the heck do I work on? It's very easy because I can flip to this page. I can see that I've already sort of figured it out. Like, oh, okay, I should be doing chapter edits on chapters 2, 3, and 4 in MageLight. So I'll go ahead and get started on that. Um, and then moving on to the next page. Now, I'll be honest with you, I don't use this page quite as much as I maybe should, or as Sarah does. But again, that's the beauty of the system, right? Is you use what works for you and let go of what doesn't. This top block I find very useful. This is where I will take note of appointments or events or anything that I need to really keep in mind for the week, particularly as it's going to affect my writing time and my writing schedule. So like I have a doctor's appointment, I put that in there. I need to go to the post office this week, I put that in there. Again, just to kind of give me that situational awareness of where my working time might be slightly curtailed. Then the next thing is, you can see I'm rewriting the names of the projects down here, and I'm skipping some lines. The reason I'm skipping some lines is because Sarah uses this little spread with this grid to track her task blocks. A task block is a 30-minute period of time, just a unit of work time, essentially. And within the HB90 system, she has this whole formula for figuring out how many task blocks each task and each project is going to take you. And then you utilize those numbers and compare them with the amount of available task blocks in your day. And this sheet is where you would figure out, okay, this week I have 60 task blocks. Which of those task blocks, how many of those task blocks am I going to use to work on, this project and this goal? I don't do it right. I have tried to do that, but inevitably I find that I need a little bit more flexibility in my life than that. So most often what I end up doing, and you can see I thought of some other things, so I went back and filled them in on the task page. But most often what I end up doing is I just fill in the names of the projects, and then I will backtrack after I've completed them and keep track of how much time I've spent on those projects, just to sort of get a gauge for my own. It's not nearly as scientific or as precise as Sarah's planning, but it's enough for me to know that, like, okay, if I've got to write 10,000 words this week, this is the amount of time it's going to take me to do that, right? So then the next spread is just, it's a vertical weekly calendar with a couple of specialized sections on the left side that are out of the frame right now. But you can see I like to play with my washi tape and make it pretty, because that's just who I am as a person. Most of the time I leave this spread pretty bare bones and just reflect, again, those appointments, any homeschool events that we have going on. Combining homeschool with writing full time it's great because I do have a lot of flexibility, but it does mean that I really need to be on top of my schedule when it comes to, okay, what days are we doing meetups? What days do we have different classes, art classes and stuff like that we go to? So this spread has been very helpful for that. And you can see I'm flipping back to the monthly spread to make sure that I record all of that correctly. If you're not the kind of person who likes to repeat information, then this step may not be for you. But it works for me, right? Like when I first get the information, I throw it in the monthly spread and then forget about it. And then when I sit down to plan my week, it's there and I can, think about logistically, okay, what does that mean? How am I going to move around this event in order to still get my work done throughout the day? So you see I'm recording playground meetups, doctor's appointments. I'll put art class here in a minute. And I'm just doing it in pen this week. Sometimes I get real pretty and do stickers and all kinds of decorative stuff and make that, make it a fun spread. And it can be a lot of fun to do that. If that's your jam, go for it. Oftentimes I use it, leave it pretty bare bones. There's a habit tracker on the left side there that I have almost never used, but it could be a good thing for, like, if you wanted to track the number of times you walked in a week, or days you hit your water consumption goals, or your writing goals even, wrote 1,000 words, put a check in the box. I just don't use it. I track that stuff elsewhere. So all right, so that's pretty much it for the weekly spread. 2 more blocks there. We've got the notes block, which I use for various different things, but then I'll also use you can see that WIP block there that I'm writing in. I will use that to write down kind of what my priority project is, because I often have more than one writing project going on right now. And right now I'm in a transition period between finishing up edits on one project and starting a new project. So that's why I've got 2 listed there. So, okay. So then many times I was filming this on Sunday night as I was doing my planning. oftentimes, and this again is a tip I got from Sarra Cannon, I will just flow right into planning my Monday, because it really helps me Monday morning to sit down and kind of already have an idea of, what the plan to deviate from is, if nothing else. And you can see I'm messing around with the washi tape here. I put it down, decided I didn't like it there, and pulled it back up. So, because again, right, like make it what you want it. But this page, this is a page that Sarah designed, and it's got some really useful features. You can see it's dated there with the day of the week and the date. And then it's got like 3 lines at the top. I use those lines to kind of help me sort of pick a focus for the day, or sometimes to write down some stuff that, kind of inspirational stuff. Excuse me. Sorry. In the past, I've used that to kind of reiterate, okay, these are the projects I'm working on, or if there's any appointments, or, it's someone's birthday, I'll put it up there. But you can kind of use that for whatever you can use the whole thing for whatever you want, obviously, but this is what I do. Then you can see on the left side there, that long left column, Sarah's got a daily schedule that goes from 6 a.m. to 12 midnight. I like to use a highlighter to block out my times. And you'll see as I'm going through this that, you can see me doing that. In a minute, I'm going to come through and I'm going to fill out exactly what those blocks mean. But you wouldn't necessarily have to do that if you wanted to use a system. You could just use the highlighter and just know what the colors are for. Or you could, create a key on a different spot on the page. And if you were already using all the blocks, there's plenty of room down at the bottom where I have the washi tape where you could do that if you wanted to. But basically, I like this because it's just a very quick visual reminder of, okay, this is how much time I'm going to have today to do my work. My work blocks are in blue, homeschool's in purple because that's my kiddo's favorite color. Meals are in yellow, chores and stuff are in green, and then red is for sleep. I've made it red because I really want to hold myself accountable to it and be like, no, don't mess with your sleep schedule. You need this time. But obviously you could use whatever you want. And then, what did I? Oh, yeah, you can see I went back and I remembered that my husband is on swing shifts. So I went back and I put that in the notes section of the weekly spread, because that does affect my daily schedule too, right? So here we go. I'm labeling this. You wouldn't have to do this stuff, obviously. Sometimes I don't. If I want to write down, if I know that I have like a video call or a podcast or something, I will leave it blank. Leave that block blank. Just know what the color means, and then write down in the precise time. Okay, at 8 p.m. I'm doing a podcast with CKP Year Ahead or Inside CKP or something like that. So that's what I use the schedule column for. The other blocks, you can see I put a chores block that's just for household chores. I just do that down below just to keep track of, so that I don't like inadvertently forget to clean the bathrooms for 2 weeks or whatever. That way I have a record of like, okay, yeah, I've done this, or, oh, I haven't done this in a while, I better get to it. The biggest block I use for my to-dos, and once again, I use my to-dos almost like a brain dump, right? So when I sit down to plan for my day, all of the things that are in my head, here we are, we're at the end. But all of the things that are in my head, oh no, just kidding. We're still going. I will list them out and get them on the page so that I don't have to worry about them. And then I'll go through and check them off as I go. The bottom block, I will put my work in progress down there, and I will keep track. I will make notes of like how many sprints I did, how many chapters I edited, what my word count was, things like that. So, and you can see once again, I'm using these are mild liners if you care, but I use my colored highlighters to kind of help me see at a glance what I'm looking at. All right, so that's it. I hope you enjoyed this look at my weekly planning process, and I'm curious to know what you use. So if you plan week by week, or if you don't, if you just have a calendar or just wing it and do it live, whatever it is, I'm interested to know. So Let me know in the comments what you use. And once again, if you are interested in learning Sarah's HB90 system, her planners are available right now on her Etsy page. I will leave a link below. You can go through it, you can use the system totally just with the planner. She also has a number of videos on her channel talking about this Kanban board and how she uses that system to keep her life organized. But if it is within your means, I highly, highly recommend the HB90 bootcamp course. Once you take it, you have lifetime access, and so you can redo it every quarter, just like I do. I have found it to be a real benefit and game changer when it comes to really upping my productivity and making the most of my time now that I am a full-time writer. So so once again, all that information will be in the description box or description below. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this look inside my planner. Let me know in the comments if you have questions or what you do to keep your life on track. And if you like this video, don't forget to give me that Chuck Yeager thumbs up. And I'm Casey Zell, and this is my writer life. Thanks again. Bye.